All right. Hello. Make sure the camera has battery. And make sure that you get this stream going. Oh my god, it's here. All right. Oh. Make sure I update the stream title. Alright, so I think that I'm good here. Just make sure that everything else is looking somewhat okay. My monitor is going dark on me. Hold on. Okay. Just making sure it's everything alright. First time I'm doing something like this, so at least we're going to YouTube. Alright, guys. What's going on, YouTube? This is the AlphonZeus Team Gradelock here. It is Wednesday, March 17th, 2021, and I guess for those of you that are not aware yet, I am actually in, I got my attorney job. So I am currently working at a private law firm in the city remotely. So I don't have to go into the office, at least not yet. And now I get to do stream stuff. So given that today is the day for the Premium Market Watch, I wanted to try out something new and give you guys a live version of what it's like to go about it. Hey Baldwin, what's up, man? So right now we're gonna go over some Premium Market Watch cards as it's happening live. So I guess everyone with that stimulus check money, if you want to do some live buyouts, that'd be pretty cool. So that's another interesting way of approaching the market watches. So for right now, I've contacted the guys, the Team Gradelock Fan Bam, for their advice as to what cards to look out for in terms of premium market. So this is going to be the Premium Market Watch. It's going to be very interesting. Given that I really only have technically one take to do this, I'm going to try and see if I can do this well. Now, what you see before you here is actually, and I'm sorry I have my dinner with me too, is actually the Murakumo clan. Now, Murakumo has had a very interesting lifespan in Standard, and Standard in particular is just an indicator of how well cards can do in Premium, but it's not universal. So, what you see before you, I just put the high-low on the screen for you in terms of what their price value is at right now. I know that the last time I did the market watch, we see that Fantasy's Pedal Storm Shiryuki deletion rare is going for well over $400. And I thought, all right, it's gonna be pretty oof for it. But hey, there's a second listing, so I'm not sure what this listing. This one's at 425 near mint. Okay. Oh wow, there's one that's going for $200, which is very interesting, because that can possibly sell. And at least in this one, we actually have a photo here. A little bit of a curve, but I think that's the sad part with some of the cards nowadays. Sometimes when they come out of the pack, they'll come out pretty crisp and straightened out. And of course, we have the $425 and $500 for the high value here. So that's I guess if you're looking for your deletion rares, the quantity can only get higher or lower. Now, the reason why I say higher or lower is that because a lot of times people that have picked up their deletion rare Shiryukis for barely $80, 90, 100 maybe, before even Shiryuki got even more support. So people can leave the listings up for as long as they want to, but they're going to have to realize that if they want to sell, they can't just name a price and hopefully somebody gobbles it up. You know, there are going to be some people that are offloading collections. So as we get into the overdress format that's going to be premiering within the next 2 months, after the Clan Selection Volume 2 is out, people are going to be looking to offload as they get ready for overdress. Because with what happened with G Standard before, when we rotated into V format, it didn't really last long. So if you're looking to buy some cards now, especially if it's high rarity, you can wait this out. You can wait this out until people are looking to offload the collections more often. So within the Shiryukis, 85 seems like, you know, a bit of a high one, but then again, you only have 2 listings there, so you always anticipate when people are starting to offload their collections, some of them would put up the OR Fantasy Petal Storm Shiryuki as well. Looking back at some of the other cards that we have here for Miyamaru, the promo, 22 is still the same pricing that I saw last week, so nothing really changed there. The Stealth Rogue, Goemon, I thought it was pretty interesting given that it's a starter, and not only that, but you got, you know, 12 listings for as low as $14, about so, and the market price it sold for 20 before, so it seems like everyone's getting ready to see these new starters in action. So we're not sure how this is going to go, but if you're playing premium format, I think the OG starters are going to be a good investment, because looking at what the starters are doing right now is that, you know, when you ride on it, if you go second, draw a card, which is a little polarizing compared to the starters for V format. So I guess if you're looking to get those SP collectings, you're going to play yourself a little bit of a 50-50, because I'm not sure people are going to realize how it's going to do. Yes, Josiah, a live market watch. I'm doing a live market watch because I realized that with my schedule as an attorney, I'm not sure when or how early or late I can get out of work. So I decided, instead of doing a recorded market watch, I could just do this live and, you know, use the same overlay that I did before, and I can find a use for my new Levi gaming PC to stream. So I thought that doing live market watches is pretty interesting, just for the fact that I have a feeling that with the indication that somebody might do a live buyout and just have a react content, that'd probably be cool. But then again, you know, everyone got their stimulus money, so I'm not sure what everyone's going to be using this for. So of course, you also want to take this market watch with a grain of salt, because most people in America have their $1,400, and some with less, around $600. So keep that in mind. Even though we're doing this live, this is something that you should take with a grain of salt, because of the particular day that it's happening. So going to G format, we see, of course, some of the SPs. If you're SP hunting, this looks like a pretty decent time to get your Stride Assist or any other SP cards you're looking to collect for, say, a collection binder. Prices are pretty stable right now, at least for you know, your Stride Assist and your Yasui Tenmas. You see a little bit of fluctuation going with the Yasui Tenma Grade 3. It actually cut itself in half from 12 to 6. That's always something to keep an eye out for. Maybe like a good time if you want to pick it up. As for the cosmetic Snowfall Shiryuki, given that Shiryuki might be a bit of a beast in the premium format, this one, anything Shiryuki, you want to keep yourself an eye on, because it's only a matter of time before you realize that Shiryuki is going to get bought out, and then you're going to have people that are going to do the name your list prices when they list them on TCG Player, eBay, etc. So, that's your stuff's always good. Yeah, working, man. Thanks, winning image. I appreciate it. Yeah. Work's been pretty tough. Very humbling in learning the concept of billable hours and trying to make sure that I understand the document after reviewing it over and over again, making sure that I get it right the first time when I draft something. So it's something. Given that, okay. So if you're looking to pick up the Miyama Rogues, they have been dropping, at least for the regular version. So always know, as a rule of thumb, 9 times out of 10, you're always going to have a card where they have the triple rare foiling or their SP foiling at least higher by $5. If you see an SP that's around the same price, then you want to pick that up, because of course SP prices are way better with that regard. If you're picking up an SP that's, say, $10-$20 higher, depending on the competitive viability of that card or the waifu husbando tax of that card, you want to keep caution because you don't want to pay so much of a premium for the SP unless you're paying for the higher max or rarity XP, such as Bermuda Triangle SSPs, Wedding SPs, your Token Rambu SPs, even the gold stamped, rainbow stamped signature foils. So if you're trying to get by on a budget, you want to make sure you have that price ratio to make sure that you're not overpaying too much, because then again you're going to be influencing the market as well. Some of the other cards I reviewed last week, the G Guardians. So you have Shiro Hagino and Shishi Izuki. You see that the SP is still going strong around $20, which is around the same price that I said last week. Market price at $11.33. Depending on what when someone's going to pick it up, you're going to see Shishi Izuki's market price also increase as well if people are willing to bite the bullet and pay $20 for it. But seeing Shiro Hagino's skill is pretty good just for being that GB skill for the Fighters Collection. I think when you just flip over a G Guard to make sure you can you do your Murakumo thing, and of course just to make sure. Counterboss 1, flip a G Guardian face up, place on Guardian Circle, choose one of your Vanguards to end the turn. It gets when you grade 3 or less units retired from Guardian Circle, put the unit on the bottom of the deck. So you can have, when you place, say, your, place, I'm sorry, that's also the tough part of doing live. When you put your Shiryuki to the bottom of the deck or stuff like that, she has great synergy there. But as you get lower, we get to see some of the other ones. So you see SVR is starting to make a little bit of a fall, as all 3 SVRs so far for Zanbaku, Zankaki, Hyoga, they're starting to see some drops right there. Looking at some of the strides that you can put in, Homura Raider, Yasuri Goma, Shibaraku Buster, I was very surprised. This was actually one of the chase cards from the Genius strategy. It seemed alright for the time being, but then people realized that, okay, there are much better strides to go into later on. So, and Murakumo has had a very interesting time in premium just because you have a lot of cards that like to go 0 to 6 OTK combos, like Genesis, from the old school Wise Man to the new school Genesis card. I'm sorry, I can't believe I forgot the name about that right now, but that's it says. Ooh, okay. So I've invested a good amount into Luard Premium because Agrovale is high. Alright. Oh yeah, for Shadows versus Golds, yeah. Because I think that what's interesting is that when people go into Premium, they realize that you have about 1 to 2 months before Overdress comes out. And given what the spoilers have come out for Overdress so far, especially in regards to Keter Sanctuary is going to support a mighty fine amount of clans. From the Sorceresses to the Royal Paladin-esque Knights to even just the Shadow Paladin shoutouts. Like, that, the Overdress cards will have a more equal card pool for every single deck in Premium. So this is going to go for Keter, this is going to go for Keter Sanctuary, Dark States, Storchea, Brandgate, Dragon Empire. I think that's it. And then the local Monasterio, which, of course, yeah, it's Bermuda. And then you have the other clans that have now support, such as Token Rambu, that's also going to get there once a year. Support a la Bermuda. So when you look into Luard, so I guess what we can do right now here, let's go to the advanced search, and let's start checking in the Shadow Paladin clan. So let's see, because Luard is it's way more than an interesting card. It's a meta definer. So I think it's called Shadow Paladins. Yeah, it's called Shadow Paladins. Okay. So with the high to low stuff, you know, your ASR max rarity type stuff, it's always going to be pretty low listings, but high price value just because they're not guaranteed 1 per case. So you want to keep that in mind. When you see some of the SP stuff, so you know, the OG SP fan PBD, not the new numbered one. This is the OG one. If you have any of those extras, you can pretty much almost make the market with your own type of thing. I was very surprised seeing how the ASR PBO is going for $750. I know Shadow Paladin players definitely like to wail out on their cards and show off their bling, but I think even $750 for such a card is not going to be that much justified. But given that you have the drag card Lord, this card should have been the one that should have been pushing over $500. The fact that there's 5 listings here that's below market price, definitely a card to keep an eye on if you're looking for those high SP rarity collectings. Let's see here. What else we got? Going down the list. Yeah, we have OG Mordred Phantom. Again, like the collector's market that they got for Shadow Paladins. If you thought that standard Shadow Paladins has a healthy amount of collectors, premium Shadow Paladin players, especially those that have been playing since the OG days, they want in. They want in, and they're going to buy whatever they can. So you see even like with the Witches, they're sold out of stock. Let's see, for some of the Blast of Dark SPs, given that the amount of times it's been reprinted, you always want to keep an eye out for any Blast of Dark SPs that are low listings, so that if you have any that you're wishing to sell, it could be a good time to list them for a little bit higher than the listing price that you have right there, given that people were actually willing to pay $49 or $50 for such a card. You have some OG collector's cards here, especially with maybe the OG Raging Form Dragon. Let's go lower. Let's see. Looks like, oh yeah, the Imaginary Gift 4 is a Happy Holidays card. The limited gift markers you always want to keep an eye out for, because given the format that we're going to be warping into, the grade 3s that we've seen for the 5 nations seem to have kept within their basic 12 to 13k power radius. So people can think of putting in V grade 3s as their persona avatar, or they can look to the actual persona skilled grade 3s that are coming out in overdress. So when it comes to getting gift markers, especially like signed gift markers and such, this is something you'll most likely want to end up waiting until you get at least maybe 2 to 3 sets in of overdress to determine if you want to really pick it up, because right now it seems like people are trying to offload. So when you see like the Imaginary Gift Force 2, the Yuichiro Kanzuki colors versus the Happy Holidays card, paying $20 for the Force 2 gift card for IGR, it seems okay because it's at least below market price, but sometimes you can see it go a little bit lower, at least before overdress comes out, and then over time on overdress, depending on how popular this is, it doesn't really have the same bling or waifu factor as you see with the Imaginary Gift Force Happy Holidays card, because you see characters from the show. It looks like to be a nice foiling rarity, so you can evaluate that this card, even though you see a bunch of listings at like $31, this is something you probably want to keep an eye on, because that is going to tick up over time, especially when it's such a limited run. Those are cards you want to keep in mind for those. But given that as we go more into more Shadow Paladin stuff, we see that the Drag Driver Lord SPs, it's going around 25. That's only SPs those, because given we have so much on the market for high rarity cards for Shadow Paladins, it's very rough. Next stage said gears are being bought out. All right, hold on, let me just make sure. I'm just gonna check the rest of the page on Shadow Paladins to see what's going on. Wow, Ren dropping to $20. That's a sad day, but at least, hey, these Ren gift markers are going for like dozens of dollars before, so probably good to pick it up now. Let me just go through the next 2 pages and I'll check out the next stage gear set. We see Phantoms, a lot of the ORs, SPs. Drag Principal Morfessa seems to be hovering around $15, which is pretty decent. I'm not sure if I saw their her more rarity SP counterpart, but given Drag Principal Morfessa is pretty good, at least even with Ritual synergy, a card to do. And yeah, given it the hot stand, I'm surprised it was listed lower than her original. So $19. Okay, so given that the SP is probably $4 or $5 above the original, that's probably a safe amount bet to kind of go in and buy stuff. Really good on that front. I'm surprised that the Origin Maids Eldona is actually bought out. And looking at the Raging Form Dragon OG, triple rares are going for like $11.75, which is a very, very good value for such an old card. So I'm not sure what's the competitive viability of Raging Form in this format, but Luard's been dominating premium just as much as standard, as from what I remember, even though that kind of can get shut off from Genesis and other OTKs. Let's see. I think that the rest are pretty much just okay. We see some SGRs for at least, Drag Anger, Drag Strider, and then let me just make sure. Is there any others that seem to be popping up? Ooh, okay. So Dragheart Luard You see 31 listings going for $6. So of course, if you're trying to make a budget deck, and especially in premium, that one's good. Oh wow, and Plot Maker. Plot Maker is probably one of the easiest 10k shield condition G Guardians you have to make it. Given that 1774, are you willing to pay more than $10 for the price point? Depends. You can run 2 of them, which is fine, but as we shift into the new format, you can keep an eye on this one to see if there's more listings going to be placed on it. Let's see, Hot Stamped, Belial Arrow, okay, $5. It's a very good G Guardian, a very good G critical that you can use that can recycle itself. So shadows are always going to be part of that meta with Belial Arrow in play. And then finally, let me just check here. Any other cards I see on the lookout for? Fan Blast of Diablo. Hey, it's a card that can prevent Guardian. That they're gonna have to be forced to G Guardian. It's kind of like a soft red button you can put in because it'll sack you 3, but it's still a good skill to prevent normal Guardian from hand. Even though that you have decks like Gurguit and I think another any gold pound card that can use Slay Me Flare. Let me see here. I think I'm gonna watch Dynamite, but I got watch some stuff with the friends. I usually catch up with AEW on YouTube. It's been looking pretty nice, and NXT I also watch strictly on YouTube. I try and catch AEW when I can on TV. It's been pretty tough. But yeah, let me check the next stage buyouts. I think are people getting ready for premium? Because I'll be very, very surprised. The next stage. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to. EV14, the next stage. Man, people putting their stimulus money, right? Whoo! Okay. Yeah. Chronojet Dragon's bot. Oh, almost. His very low listings, but for pushing 100. And then you see some other stuff going on here, which is nice. I'm not sure what the premium viability that Gear Chronicle has with it, because a lot of times Gear Chronicle just benefits off of going stride. Usually they would use something like Chronojet or maybe 1 and 2 next stages in the main deck, but a lot of times Time Leap really is just good all on its own. So it seems like an okay card. Okay, so the next one that I got planned on here is Jewel Knights. So Jewel Knights I've covered for the past like two times I did this, and mostly because with the incoming Ashley Jewel Knight that's going to be out in the Clan Selection Volume 2, I always want to keep in mind seeing like what premium cards you can pick up at this time. Sword Me, thank goodness it went down from 120. I was very surprised given how much Sword Me has boosted itself in value ever since the announcement of the Jewel Knight support in Standard. So you can tell that Jewel Knight players are going to be very, very happy to update their Jewel Knight deck. And given that Sword Me is a promo that hasn't been reprinted, at least to my knowledge, it has held its value quite some time. I remember when I was at the ARG back in 2016 when they premiered. It was a gentleman that played the Sank Guard Grade 1 Sankguard Rushdown deck with Sword Me. It was a very consistent build, and it was just very scary because you just use Sword Me to pitch out your Grade 1 Limit Break Enabler and you're good. So I think given that we only have a few listings for some of the pure Jewel Knight Heart Ashleys, you see that your OG triple listings at 15, while the SP is going for at least double the price. You can probably see this being bought out within maybe a week of the set release, whether before or after, because people probably would be interested in what it's like to build a Jewel Knight deck. I'm not sure what the competitive viability of Jewel Knights, pure Jewel Knights, would be, but if you tech on something like a Sankguard or just have a better engine for it, especially with some of the other Jewel Knight cards that's going to be could be spoiled with, along with Keter Sanctuary to make up for their hardships, it can be a sub archetype that can be a good leader in the premium format. Only thing is that you're going to be dealing with a couple cards that don't really have much field control. They usually focus on just building their own board, and with the multi-attacking that you can do with Superior Con with Sword Me. Ashley and Salome may not have like the best skills, but they do have the waifu tax factor, which is why you see some of these prices going for pretty above average. So that's a Jewel Knight esque. And then actually the next part I want to do, it would be the Xerox Dragons. Now Xerox Dragons, of course, your big the big colored button of just going the big yellow button, the big red button, the big blue button, and so on and so forth. They've always been a good safety valve to shut off opponents' defenses and abilities to guard or mess with their hand or just multi-attack them to death. And given their price range in particular, given that we have drachmas that are pushing way above the usual price of 120 going up to 110 for their S secret rare, which is their kind of full art, and then you have the ZR version of them, which is going for 148. And even with the market price for the Ultimate Stride, the reprint only at 91, but it's all sold out. So you see a bunch of different ways that people can go about their day. I honestly want to pick up a Moe Guido because she's like 90 compared to some of the other ones, and even the listings for the ZR for Megiddo is going for $100. So it's kind of like a pick your tax type of thing. I honestly would pick up a Megiddo if I really wanted to. I could pick that up for my premium Bermuda. Zoa in particular, I thought Zoa would actually kind of standardize and increase its value up to $100, given its viability and use for all the Zoo decks out there. Unfortunately, the Magellanic deck wouldn't be able to use Zoa because when you declare a premium deck, you declare your clan first, and then you have access to all the support, so they would have access to any Zoo support as well as any Stoichea support. And then Dust, Dust. It used to be so good. I thought this was gonna be like, I thought Stark would be the underperformer out of the 5 different Xerox Dragons, but turned out to be like Dust is pretty low as well. It's not much people can find as attractive as it. I was very surprised that the secret rare version is higher value than both ZRs. So I guess if you're looking to bling out your deck, you can have the ZRs though, but the secret rare, I guess I would agree with the market, and that's, it looks more attractive than usual. So let me just make sure that there's anything else that you guys have. Let me just make sure. I know that it's been a while since I've since posted or uploaded content, but I know that it's with the job and everything, the best I can do, at least to keep a consistent schedule, is to stream my market watches. So one way I want to do is I want to try this every single Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. I can hop on here for about a half hour, and then we can just talk Vanguard, and we can talk the market. We can talk about what's going on. Like, we can even start off generally, so we can go to Cardfight Vanguard, we can go to Shop All. We can even see what's going on as to what's been best selling so far. It seems like from the best sellers, we've seen booster boxes being sold out. So we see Bang Dream, we see Clan Selection, we see Twinkle Melody. They've all been really doing well with selling their boxes, and you see the pre-sale going for it, going for as high as 62, 64. Given that this is the last gasp for standard, you want to keep those cards with a grain of salt. Usually when you have an extra booster type set, especially when you look at it in terms of Bang Dream and Bermuda Triangle, sometimes the listings will probably be lower, but given the value of the cards in the set, given that you support every single clan and they have some extra stuff for you, it can be justified, but I always still cautious of selling boxes like those. Given that other stuff that we see of is best selling, looks like somebody's been buying that Blast of Dark SPs, the OG SP, which is very good. I see. Oh, damn, Coral Wedding SP selling for $820. That's pretty baller. Coral's not my Bermuda Triangle waifu. I love Rias. Not Rias. Oh god, Rias is freaking from High School DxD. It was Loris Olivia, but given what I'm being focused on right now, I'm actually focusing on building a reindeer deck. So I've been looking for some reindeer base cards, and then hopefully upgrade to max rarity over time. Probably some mini project that I have, given my stimulus money, and I pretty much spent most of the stimulus money that I had from like my tax return and stuff on the computer, as to pay back my folks for the remainder $800 they covered for. So I was like, okay, now I fully paid this for myself. This feels good. Let's check some other ones. Looks like people have been buying out quite a bit of SPs. See, Mesmerizing Rich Piano, only 16 listings, so it looks like it's been going down. People have been buying out. Negro Lily, somebody bought it out for over like $86+. That's pretty baller. Like, I've heard of, SGRs and even SPs going for like $80, $100, but an SPG Guardian? That's that's very different from usual stuff. That's very, very different. So I guess next thing's okay, with Genesis Beast Destiny Guardian. Keep an eye out. You want to watch out for the $20 listings, because that is something you don't want to have on your regret list, because given the low amount of listings, this could be a good time to sell, but it could be a bad time to buy. Given that we're getting order cards that are more defensive orders that you can put in your main deck, maybe Destiny Guardian could be used as a one of, at least maybe a two of if you have your heal trigger. But given with order cards and counter orders, that's going to be more prevalent in overdress. This could be a card you want to spend less on, especially since it's not there's no higher rarity version of it, or at least not yet. Given other stuff that's been selling out, wow, people have been buying the double-sided cards for XL1 and XL2. So there's only 8 listings on here, which is very low. Ooh, Purple Trapezist, always a popular card for Pale Moon Premium, especially with OTK combos. Purple Trapezist are very, very tough. You want to watch out for that, because you don't want to lose your place in there. Dragsavers Ezra's for Shadow Paladins, we have 7 listings only for $25. Given the amount of stuff that you have, let's check it. It's usually okay. People are listing like playsets, double playsets, a few that have like a few odd samples in there. But given that Ezra's is always good for ritual as a recyclable perfect guard, it's very dangerous. So you want to watch out for that. Let's see, other stuff looks like some other high rarity cards that are being bought, or at least relevant to best selling. Dimension Creeper. Ooh. Okay, so this is the OG Dimension Creeper. This is not the new Dimension Creeper that's in there. This is the OG Dimension Creeper. So, given there's only one listing for $12, it's a common. And there's only 2 listings there. Now, do you really want to pay $12 for a common? Given how broken the effect is compared to its V counterpart and other cards, it's tough. Like, do you think Dimension Creep is going to be put on again? And if it's going to be put on after the last 2 cards actually get bought out by somebody, how much do you think they're going to go for it now? People can go for mad money for it. They can put it at $20, $25. Like, this is a common that people don't realize how broken it is until they realize, oh man, maybe I should sell this for a bunch of money there. So let's see. We see Black Seraph Gabriel, another prevalent card for Angel Feathers. Given there's only one listing here, that's double the price. Take caution with this. If you want to sell it, you can make your own price. But if you're looking to buy, hold off for a little bit. Even if it gets sold out, you probably won't be as bad. And then we have, we see Dragon with the Cross, one of the best legions of that format. Very, very good, especially for punishing Guardian and taking hits. Let's see, Cosmic CEO Yggdrasil, another good card for getting rid of for a special Guardian. So given that this is the the Divine Gauge, this is not the Legion version. This is the V version of her. So you can call it, and then you can get Divine Gauges to make your skills work, and you can make the Genesis go boom. And given the amount of support Genesis is having over time, keep an eye out, because you're going to be getting a whole lot more. And then, let's see, besides Purple Trapezist, Gear Groovy, always a polarizing card to do. Damn, my SP Kick Typhoons, they're being offloaded in mass. At least Koji's got at least a decent price going for his gift marker. Let's see here. I thought it was like the Purple Trapeze moved. Legendary Isle Riviere, good for Riviere premium decks. 11 listings, could be a good time to bounce on them now. Let's see, more standard cards. Prism Image Vert, yeah, this is nice. Yep, yeah, SSRs always got the crazy high collector's value just because you only have Vanguard players, but also Bang Dream collectors and avid fans of it. Now, one thing I always want to keep an eye on was the Velvet Voice Reindeer. I want to get her swimsuit version, but the OCR getting it at $40 is actually a bit of a steal. And then finally, is there anything else? Wanda is all. It's fine. The Velvet Voice Reindeer SP. Oh wow, that was only hold on. I need to view all versions of this card. Okay, this is Velvet Voice Reindeer from the Twinkle Melody set. So I know this one's awkward because it's not the one that I have that I want, because this one is the one that I want because it has the force marker on it and it's regarded as a sugar unit, so that you can just reveal another one, get minus drive one. So instead of Velvet Voice Reindeer, I think there's also this one, which is like placed in stride, and all your guards get 5k until end of turn. It's a really nice card. And then with Twinkle Melody, it's kind of oof. And this one is just low, just really for people that want to get SPs of the OG card. I'm gonna check the Twinkle Melody set, see if there's something I missed out on. Velvet Reindeer, the OCR. Oh, the OCR. I thought there was a swimsuit version. I swore there was a swimsuit version. This one going for 187 actually pretty nice. At least the perfect guard is seeing its decent value. We go back. See if the 401. See if there's anything that's sold out. No. Okay. I really thought I saw that there was an SP swimsuit for Velvet Voice Reindeer. I know I've showed it on Market Watches before. Let me see here. Oh, there you go. That's a swimsuit SP. This was the one from Twinkle Melody that I wanted. That's 130 though, so it's very premium on that one. So, I guess on that note, that's pretty much it for I guess the live market watch, the first live market watch for hopefully a lot of market watches to come. If you have any comments, I know this stream is going to be put on the channel, so it's the first time. So I hope that you're doing well. Hope things will be doing better, and that next week I can come back in with another live market watch for you all. So that is it for me. I'm the AlphonZeus Team Gradelock. Thank you guys for stopping by for the Premium Market Watch. I'll catch you later, guys. So cheers and woo hoo hoo. I'll catch you next week.